Historical globalization is usually described as a time of trade and discovery, but the legacy it left behind is much more complicated than that. It is really about how different empires connected and how that changed the way the world works today. This legacy created a lot of inequality that we still see in our society right now. It is important to look at the past because the systems that were built back then still impact people in Canada every single day. The most direct example of this legacy is a residential school system. This was based on Eurocentrism, which is when one culture believes it is superior to everyone else. The government and the churches use these schools to try to force indigenous children to give up their traditions and their language. It was a way for the empire to try and control the land and the people living here. Even though the schools are closed now, the impact is still felt by many families who are still trying to recover their culture. Responding to a legacy like this means we have to actually listen to the stories of the people who were affected. Society needs to focus on reconciliation and support things like cultural revitalization. This means making sure that indigenous languages and traditions are protected and celebrated again. It is about fixing the relationship between everyone in Canada and making sure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated in the future. I think my response starts with staying educated and being mindful of the history around me. I can take action in my daily life by being more inclusive at school or when I am out playing sports with my friends. If I see people being treated differently because of their background, I can speak up and make sure everyone feels respected. Reconciliation is a long process, but it starts with how we treat each other in our own communities every day.